try. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi.
I'm waiting to make sure the live stream is here. Can you play something else?
I would love to. The fact that the Guerrero family have two sons is reminiscent of my own family, because my wife and I also have two sons. So why don't I share the song that I wrote for my younger son's bar mitzvah?
Will they understand the Hebrew?
Oh, well, there's no Hebrew in it.
None?
There's no Hebrew. No, it goes like this. Well, he's been studying this Torah portion for, I don't know how long. I don't know why, but my wife keeps thinking the bar mitzvah's going all wrong. She says it's a big affair, and I haven't a thing to wear, but I say, don't worry, baby. Don't worry, everything will turn out all right. Don't worry, baby. Baby, ooh. I guess I should have kept my mouth shut when I start to quell about my kid. But I can't back down now because I invited every relative. The caterer wants to make a chopped liver layer cake, and I say, don't worry, baby. Don't worry, everything will turn out all right. Don't worry, baby. Baby, ooh. We redecorated, paid the orthodontist, sent the Hebrew school a check. I've spent my 401k and my IRA, but oy vey, what the heck? My life's in disarray, but it's a special day, and I say, don't worry, baby. Don't worry, everything will turn out all right. Don't worry, baby. Baby. I only hope the live stream didn't turn on in the middle of that song, because that would have been really weird. Thank you.
So, welcome.
The live stream turned on in the middle?
Yeah.
That's great. Perfect.
That was Cantor Doug Kontler. Welcome to the Schwartz family bris.
No, that's not
No.
true. No.
I use
And I told Harrison earlier, because you made that comment outside about the Schwartz family bris. Harrison got very nervous.
Don't worry. I've only done it twice this won't. No, I'm kidding. We're so glad you're all here. I'm Rabbi Paul Kipnis with Cantor Doug Kontler. We welcome you here to Congregation Orem Eve for Shabbat services. Some of us are here in person. So many of us are with us on the live stream. Thank you to Live Control and Jacob Bronstein for taking care of all our live streaming needs. We are thrilled you are here wherever you are. We're going to invite you to sing along, pray along, kvel with us. Kvel is a Yiddish word. Yiddish is like German and Hebrew together. And it means to be filled with pride, with joy, with praise, as this young man leads us in the service and reads from the Torah, the first 5 books of Moses, and teaches us. And this is the path for Jews as we walk toward adulthood. If you are in the sanctuary, you have a prayer book, and you don't need it yet, but there are two page numbers. We're going to use the black ones, not the blue ones. If you are worshiping with us on the live stream, I'm putting now into the chat a link to our Bar and Bat Mitzvah prayer book. So if you have another screen, you can look at that and pray along with us. And that'll be the second number we announce for each set of prayers. Those who are in the sanctuary, we ask that you don't do photography. We're doing video through the live control, and we have a fantastic photographer And so enjoy, be part of it, take this joy in.
And also, Rabbi, estamos internacional, porque la familia de papá de Bar Mitzvah, ellos viven en Nicaragua. Y quisiéramos decir bienvenidos a toda la familia, especialmente a la abuelita y el abuelo que viven en Nicaragua.
So everybody turn around and wave and say, Shalom.
Shalom a Nicaragua.
Fantastic. So, should we sing a little bit?
Sure. How good it is for us to be together. Hine matov. Hine matov manayim. Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov manayim. Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov. Shevet achim Gam yachad, hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad, hine ma tov umanayim, shevet achim gam yachad, hine ma tov umanayim, shevet achim gam yachad. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, לה הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, לה הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב manayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
That went well, though some don't speak Hebrew yet. Can we use a song?
Oh yeah, sure, yeah. That maybe doesn't have so much Hebrew.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
By the way, we planned that.
So everybody sing with me. This is really good. Actually, just one Hebrew word. Say shalom, which means peace. Shalom, which means hello. Sing that. Shalom, or goodbye. Shalom. Everyone sing that. Nations will not lift up swords anymore. No one will study war. Nations will not lift up swords anymore. No one will study war. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom.
Invite Mom and Dad, Erica and Byron to join me up on the bima. Harrison, you're here. All those years of study, all that learning at Kadima, all that Judaism invested in you, all the growing up, all of it comes to fruition at this moment. As in a minute you chant from the prayer book leading us, you chant from Torah, you teach us. But most important is this moment when you receive your talit. A talit is just a piece of cloth. And on the four corners are 8 strings doubled over, and they're wrapped a certain number of times and tied with these 5 knots. And so the strings become what we call tzitzit, fringes. In the Torah, in the 5 books of Moses, we're taught to wrap ourselves on 4 corners with these fringes. So there's 2 on this side, 2 on that side. They remind us of 613 mitzvot, commandments in Torah, to live a good, honest, ethical, ritual-filled Jewish life, to do good in the world, to fix the world, to be honest, to be moral. When you take this talit in a few moments from the hands of your parents and wrap yourself in it, you're wrapped in their love. You're wrapped in the love of all the people gathered here and all the people out there, including especially your grandparents in Nicaragua. You're wrapped in God's loving arms. Wherever you go, whenever you put on this talit, you're brought back to this moment of becoming. This moment when we knew, as you're starting to understand, the depth of wisdom and kindness and holiness that's within you. So turn and take the talit from the hands of your parents and turn back and say the blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehitatef b'tzitzit.
Amen. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, guide of the universe, who makes us holy through mitzvot and commands us to wrap ourselves in the fringes of the talit. It only continues till you're about 50. So there you go. Enjoy. Longer. Keeps going. So you remember when you held him in your arms for the first time, when this little nothing looked up at you and you figured out what he needed. And then, you know what happened with you? You're lying there in the crib and one day you turn over. And then the next time you're up on your hands and crawling and then on your hands and knees and running away. And you remember when he got up on his feet and started walking and then took off running and never stopped. And then you went to nursery school or kindergarten. You went off to elementary school and now middle school. And now he's standing here, and we Jews, all of us, we want to hold on to this moment, not let it go so far. We want to thank God for giving us life, for keeping us in life, right? And for bringing us to this holy occasion. We do it with words, the prayer Shehachianu. If you know it, sing along with us.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. Turn in our prayer book now to page 388. It's the very, very last page in the prayer book. If you're at home and have the prayer book there, it's the very first page. So from the first page at home to the very last page, it's page 388. Take these wings to fly with. Shem EBT, with these roots you will grow. This is my promise, this is my blessing. You are the promise, and you are the blessing. Shema B'ni, Shem EBT. its children come into the shelter, a place of peace, a house of prayer, a center of learning, of justice, of giving, where everyone's loved and where everyone cares. Shema b'ni, shemi b'ti, ufros aleinu, ufros aleinu, ufros aleinu, sukat shlomecha. A mother calms the cry of her infant. A young boy reads, becomes a man. Vows are exchanged, as two hearts become one. A daughter returns, reads Kaddish again. Shema b'ni, shemi b'ti. So you will fly on wings of eagles, and you will grow like a sturdy tree. This is my promise, this is my blessing. You are the promise, and you are the blessing. Shema b'ni, shemi b'ti.
Our service. Hello.
There we go.
Our service continues with the Chatzi Kaddish. It's page 106 in the prayer book in the sanctuary, page 2 at the at-home prayer book.
La da 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 da
Rise if
da
you're
da
able.
da 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 da.
Yigadal ve'yikadash shemei Rabbah be'alma diverach yir'utei ve'yamlich malchutei bechayechon uvyomechon uvchayedecho be'Yisrael ba'agala uvizman karim ve'imeru amen. Yehesh me rabba mevarach le'alam ul'al me'almaya yibarach yibarach ve'yishtabach ve'yipa'ar ve'yiromam ve'yitnaseh ve'yithadar ve'yi'aleh ve'yithalal shemei dekudesha berichu le'ela min kol birchata ve'shirata tushbechata ve'nechemata da'amiran be'alma ve'imeru amen.
Turn the page. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Baruchu et Adonai hamevorach
Baruch Adonai
page 115, page 3 at home. Listen and Shema.
If you're lost, you feel afraid, and you don't know what to say, then listen to our God. Is there a question on your mind? Is the answer hard to find? Then listen to our God. Listen with all your heart and soul, and with all your mind. Write them and learn them and teach them well, every morning and night. Close your eyes and listen. Quiet yourself, there's nothing to say. Stop all the chatter that gets in the way, and listen to our God. When the wind and the thunder finally disappear, there's still a voice that you can hear if you listen to our God. You can hear it from the top of the highest hill, from the valley below. It can come from the edge of the universe. It can come from within your soul. Close your eyes and listen. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod Malachuto Leolam Moed. Listen to our God. Listen to our God.
Please be seated. We join together for the Ve'ahavta, page 116 in our prayer book, in the Sanctuary 116, page 3 at home. We chant together.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך, ובישעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Amen. Page 116, excuse me, 122 from Micha Mocha, and page 4 at home, 122.
La 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 la
מי כמוך פעילים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה.
Together, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la.
שירה חדשה, שיבחו גאולים, שירה חדשה, שיבחו גאולים, לשמך, לשמך, על שפת הים, לשמך, לשמך, על שפת הים.
Together, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la.
כולם הודו, 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 והמלכו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, la 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 la, ya la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Page 126 in the prayer book, la, da, da, page 5 at home. And please rise if you're able for the avot. La, da, da,
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim, ve'Konei Hakol, ve'Zocher Chasdei Avot ve'Imahot, u'mevi geula livnei v'neihem, lema'an shemo be'ahava, melech ozer u'moshiach u'magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah.
Page 28 here, page 5 at home. Lie, 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 da, 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 lie, lie, da, 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 da.
Atagi bor leolam Adonai, mechaye hakol ata rav lehoshia, mechalkel chaim bechesed, mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, somek noflim verafeh cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato lishenei afar. Micha mocha ba'al gevurot, umido melach, melech memit umechayeh, umatmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman ata lehachayot hakol, baruch ata Adonai, mechayeh hakol.
Please be seated. We'll continue on page 132 here, page 4 at home. Dum, bum, bum.
Veshomeru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam beini uven b'nei Yisrael ot hi leolam ot hi leolam ot hi leolam.
Together. Veshomeru v'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat
la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz.
Veshomeru v'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam.
Uvayom hashvi'i shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash.
Veshomeru v'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat la'asot
et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam.
And we will turn again to that very, very last page in the prayer book, page 388. If you're at home, it's page 7. In the garden, there's a tree planted by someone who only imagined me. What love, what vision. I marvel at the gift. No fruit could be sweeter than this. I'm standing on the shoulders of the ones who came before me. As my people went from land to land, something passed from hand to hand, and it isn't just the book we study. It's the way we study, the way I'm standing on the shoulders of the ones who came before me. Today my life is full of choice, because a young man raised his voice, because a young girl took a chance. I am freedom's inheritance. Years ago they crossed the sea, and they made a life that's come to me. I'm standing on the shoulders of the ones who came before me. So in the garden I'll plant a seed, a tree of life for you to read. The fruit will ripen in the sun. The words will sound when I am gone. These are the things I pass along, the fruit, the book, and the song. I'm standing on the shoulders of the ones who came before me. I'm standing on the shoulders of the ones who came before me.
Owen, I think we need you, buddy. Come on up. Mom and Dad? And I'd like to invite up Bubby and Zadie and Grandpa and Grandma, Debbie and Larry, and Chuck and Lisa. Please rise. And Owen, you can turn just a little bit. Perfect. V'zot HaTorah, this is the Torah. V'zot HaDakah, and this is the moment. We're getting ready to pass it to you. V'zot HaTorah, this is Torah. These are the 5 books of Moses. These are the scrolls that our tradition teaches Moses received at Mount Sinai. These are the teachings that each generation passes down in our Jewish people to the next. This is an inheritance for you. When you hold this Torah, you'll realize that it is one of the heaviest Torahs I've ever held in my life. But it's heavy not just because physically it's heavy. It's heavy because in this Torah are ideas that push us to contemplate, to think, to change, to grow. You receive this Torah from the hands of your grandparents, the 4 who were here, and also from your abuelo and abuelita in Nicaragua. You'll receive it with love from your Grandma Betty in Thousand Oaks and Grandma Audrey, who's in Florida. You'll receive it as an inheritance from all the generations who came before you, Jews and people of other religions, steeped in good values and good traditions, who are so proud of who you're becoming. You'll get this Torah, and as you hold its heaviness, you'll remember that we live in a world that tells us it's all about being happy. Torah comes and says happiness is good, but we've been put on this earth to strive to be holy. You'll receive the Torah, and it'll remind you that we live in a world that tells you it's all about making a buck, getting rich. And Torah says that money is okay, it's good, but we've been given what we have to help enrich the lives of others too. And you receive this Torah, and it'll be telling you that in a world that tells you it's all about me, that I can do what I want, Torah's coming to say, well, yeah, but you've been put on this earth for a higher purpose, to transform the brokenness into a place filled with emet, truth, and tzedek, justice, to fill it with ahava, with love, so this becomes a place of shalom, of peace. I know you have shoulders broad enough to hold its weight, a mind wise enough, incisive enough to know how to use it for good, and a heart overflowing with kindness and compassion, so that you can take Torah and bring it out there and create a world of love. V'zot HaTorah, this is the Torah. V'zot HaDakah, and this is the moment we're going to take it out and pass it to you.
Ki mitzihon tetzeh Torah, Ki mitzihon tetzeh Torah, udevar Adonai Merushalayim.
We invite up to open the ark Aunt Fong and Uncle Ryan. Please join us up here. And coming with them is cousin Elliot. Doesn't get better than that.
Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah, Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah Le'amo Yisrael Bekedushato Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kahadosh Shemo. Put your prayer books on the seat behind you and clap your hands. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah,
To help us undress the Torah, we call up Uncle Richard. Everyone else can go back to their seats. Remain standing, Uncle Richard.
We're going to read from Torah now.
How many of you have ever witnessed a miracle? A few of you. Anyone who's seen childbirth? I mean, that's pretty miraculous. We know the science behind it, but not how and why it happens. And when it happens, oh my God, right? Today you're going to watch another miracle. The words in this Torah are about 5,000 years old. Some say 2,500, somewhere in between there. Now, this was not your mother tongue Hebrew, right?
No.
You've been learning a little bit over the course of your life, but really intensively in the last 5-6 years. So he had to learn another language. Harrison had to learn then how to, his Torah portion, how to read it with vowels, how to chant it with the musical notes. But there are no vowels in the Torah, and there are no musical notes, so then we took those away. And then when he had it all down, we brought him over to the Torah, which is slightly a different calligraphy script. So he learned it again. What's going to happen here is the words of an ancient civilization that have been read straight through are going to be brought to life again by a thoroughly modern man, Renaissance man perhaps, as he brings it to life. Now he will tell us later on what it means and what the lessons are that how it speaks to him. To help us, we're going to invite a number of relatives up for an aliyah in the Torah, to physically to come up here, to be close to Torah and to bless it. I have the blessings in transliteration and in Hebrew down here. Let's see, I think I asked, and when you come on up, I'm going to have people, except for the immediate family that took PCRs, we just had a scare back at the religious school, so everyone's fine, but with COVID. So if you come up, we'll leave the masks on except for the immediate. So
for our first aliyah, we call up Zadie Larry. Please come up. Yamod Harishon Leib Reuven ben Moshe.
Adonai Hambayra.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'kavanu mikol ha'amim v'nasam lanu es Torasai. Baruch Atah Adonai Nosein HaTorah.
Amen. Vayomer Adonai El Avram Lech Lecha Me'artzecha Umimoladecha Umibeit Avicha El Haaretz Asher Ar'eka Ve'escha Legoy Gadol Va'avarechecha Va'agadla Shmecha Ve'heye bracha Va'avarcha mevarchecha Umkalelcha aor V'nivrechu vecha Kol mishpechot ha'adama.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher nasan lanu Torah semeskei elam netapes achenu. Baruch Atah Adonai Nosein HaTorah.
Amen.
Give me a handshake or hug your hand. Because of COVID, we're having people go down, so I have a little space.
For our second aliyah, we call up Aunt Carol and Aunt Robin. Please come up. Yamdu Hasheni Keren Yohana Bad Abraham V'Shifra V'Rivka Bad Abraham V'Shifra. Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch atah Baruch le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'kavanu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai Noteinu Torah.
Amen. Vayelech Avram Ka'asher diber Elav Adonai Vayelech ito Lot ve'Avram Ben Chamesh Shanim Ve'Shiv'im Shana Betzeito Mecharan Vayikach Avram Et Sarai Ishto Ve'et Lot ben Achiv Ve'et Kol Rechusham Asher Rachashu Ve'et Hanefesh Asher Asu Ve'charan Vayitzu Lalechet Arza Kenaan Vayavo'u Arza Kenaan Vayavor Avram ba'aretz an Mekom Shechem an Elon More V'haknaani az ba'aretz.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'kei olam nata b'tokenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. For our third aliyah, we call up Ira Jacobs, Dave Bereznik, and Michael Feynman. Please come up. Yamdu Hashlishi, Yisrael ben Avram ve'Alana, ve'David ben Yehuda ve'Rivka, ve'Michael ben Yosef Chaim. Hu es Adonai Hamorach.
Baruch Adonai Amrach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayera Adonai el Avram. Vayomer lezar acha etain et haaretz hazot. Vayiven sham mizbeach ladonai hanireh elav. Vayatek misham hahara mikedem leve'el vayei oholo. Be'el miyam v'ha'ai mikedem vayiven sham mizbeach ladonai vayikra b'shem Adonai vayisa Avram haloch v'nasoa hanegba.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher nasan lanu Torah emet. V'hei olam natah b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. For our fourth Aliyah, we call up Mom and Dad. Yamdu haravihi irit bat levuven udevora.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Amrach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Vayehi Ra'av Ba'aretz Vayered Avram Mitzrayma Lagur Sham Ki Chaved HaRa'av Ba'aretz Vayehi Ka'asher Higriv Lavo Mitzrayma Vayomer El Sarai Ishto Hinena Yadati Ki Isha Yefat Mar'eh At Vehaya Ki Yir'u Otach HaMitzrim Ve'amru Ishto Zot Ve'hargu Oti Ve'otach Yechayu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher natan lanu Torah emet. V'chayei olam natah b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. For our final Aliyah, we call up the Bar Mitzvah. Yamod HaChamishi HaBachur HaBar Mitzvah HaMavtir Chaim Moshe Ben Iri Chazak Chazak V'nitchazek.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Amrach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Imrina achoti at lema'an yitavli va'avurech v'chayta nafshi biglalech vayehi kivo Avram Mitzrayma vayiru hamitzrim et ha'isha ki yafahi me'od Vayiru ota sarai faro, Vayehalilu ota el paro, Vatuka ha'isha beit paro.
Oh, let's do the blessing after.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam natan betochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Stay here for a sec. We'll go over here. I was having a little trouble getting out of bed this morning, and I said to myself, I got to be here for Harrison. And then I said to myself, I actually don't have to be here for Harrison. I have to be here for me and my soul. But apparently Harrison didn't really need the two of us. He had this thing down
Totally
pat,
do this.
really well. And the big part of the reason is because of a teacher out there in the community outside of the synagogue at this moment, Diane Townsend, our incredible bar and bat mitzvah teacher, who has taught you not only to smooth out your prayers, but to read Torah, to chant Torah, so that you could find the places in the Torah and chant. Usually, you have the rabbi standing right next to you. I was a little away. You have the cantor right near you when you're chanting the prayers, and you have Diane right next to you, your gabbai right there. But COVID sort of changed things around a little bit as we try to minimize, and you did it. So I wouldn't have slept in at all for the opportunity to be part of this experience as you read Torah and brought it to life. But we praise you for this, and we thank you, Diane, for getting us to this place. To help us dress the Torah, we're going to call up Aunt Megan and Auntie Sarah. You'll come stand right here. And to close the ark, we're going to open the ark. We're going to call up Aunt Marie and Uncle Lou, and you'll stand by the ark, Aunt Marie and Uncle Lou. And I ask everybody to please rise as we return the Torah to the ark. Yes, I know. You were telling me to, but that's okay. Let's put our mask back in.
It's Chaim Hi Lemachazikim Ba V'Tamaheh Me'ushan Derachea Darchei Noah V'chol Tivoteh
notes in it. Having chanted from the Torah, the constitution, if you will, of the Jewish people, we now go to the second two parts of the Bible. For Jews, the Hebrew scriptures, we have Torah, then the Nevi'im, the prophets, and the Ketuvim, the writings. And we read a section from those last two parts. We call it Nach, or the Haftarah. He'll be, after he does an opening blessing, Harrison will be chanting from Isaiah, the prophet Isaiah, and then do a final blessing. And then he'll teach us lessons about Torah. Ready? I am too. Go ahead.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nvi'im tovim v'ratzah v'divreihem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai Habocher b'Torah u'Moshe avdo u'Yisrael amo u'v'nvi'ei ha'emet v'tzedek. Halo yadata imlo shamata Elohei olam Adonai borei kitzot haaretz lo yi'af velo yiga'u ein cheker lidvunato noten laya'ef koach ul ein onim otma yarbeh ve'yi'afu ne'arim ve'yiga'u uvachurim kashol yikashelu vekovei Adonai yachalifu choach ya'alu ever kansharim yarutzu velo yiga'u yelchu velo yi'afu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam tzur kol haolamim tzadik bechol hadorot ha'el ha'ne'eman ha'omer ve'oseh hamdaber umkayem shekol devarav emet v'tzedek. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al hanvi'im ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu likdusha ve'limnucha lechavod ultifaret al hakol Adonai Eloheinu, anachnu modim lach, umvarchim otach, yitbarach shimcha, befi kol chai tamin, le'olam va'ed, baruch atah Adonai, mikadesh ha'shabbat.
Hey, Owen,
Owen.
come give me a help for a sec.
Yep.
You know what? You stand right here. Turn and face this way.
You want to pull out this thing?
Yeah. Stand right there. And turn this way. Turn this way. Just look at him now. This way.
And lower the microphone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good.
Congratulations, Harrison. I I know you worked really hard for your bar mitzvah and you did a great job. I know that you will be there for me when it is my turn to practice for my bar mitzvah. You are always there for me to help me when I have a hard day, to play video games and real-life games with me. And you always support me in everything I do. I am so happy to be here today for you. I'm so proud to be your brother. I love you.
Good job, Hon. That's great.
And I guess that's the end of our service.
Yeah, I don't know how we can do any better than that.
I'd like to invite Mom and Dad up now.
While Mom and Dad are coming up, for those people at home, I would say half the people here started to cry when Owen was, you brought everybody to tears, so, and that was a beautiful speech.
Hi, everyone. Those of you that know me well know that the thing with the glasses I just did was just for dramatic effect. I don't need them to read. In part to try to make Harrison sweat a little. Because he probably suspected I may or may not start off with a dad joke. Right. But all jokes aside, I never imagined this day would be here so fast. It seems like just yesterday I was holding baby Harrison in his Bar Mitzvah 2021 onesie that Bubby got him, and thinking that it seemed premature to even think about, to fathom. As I look at you, I'm flooded with memories of your many firsts and milestones. First steps, first words, birthdays, so many others. I've said before that it's a privilege to get to watch you grow up, and I especially mean it today. I'm so very proud of the young man you have become, and I can't wait to see what life has in store for you. And I look forward to sharing many, many, many more firsts with you and our family. I love you.
This may take a while.
It's not good that I'm already crying. Bub, when you were born and we heard you announce your presence in the delivery room, Daddy and I looked at each other with happy tears in our eyes and we said, he's here. Now, 13 years later, we stand here in this moment, looking at each other with tears again and thinking, he's here. You're here in this moment that I have been thinking about since your birth, and the moment that you have been working towards for months now. We have been so proud of the hard work you've put in, all of the practicing on Zoom, and all of the many discussions we've had about your portion, about the prayers, and about the meaning of this day. You love to playfully joke with me about the number of photos I take of our family. The reason I take so many photos is that these moments pass by so very quickly. Time flies. In the blink of an eye, you've become a bar mitzvah. Another blink, and you'll be graduating middle school and heading to high school. And another blink, and you'll be driving, graduating from high school, going to college. Each blink brings a new milestone with time marching on. Time stops for no one and is something that you cannot get back. I hope that you take the time to mark these moments. Take the time to set your goals sky high and take the time to work toward anything you want. Never sell yourself short. There are no limits to what you can accomplish. You are an incredible young man who pays such attention to detail, whether in every Star Wars and Marvel movie, every level of your favorite video games, and every note of your favorite songs. You have also brought that same level of attention to the love you show your family, and we all feel it deeply. You are strong and confident, sensitive and kind, always ready for an adventure. You are comfortable in your own skin, and you make others comfortable around you. Always stay true to who you are. Strive to do your best, love with your whole heart, and remain open to new opportunities. I am so unbelievably blessed to be your mom, and so immeasurably proud of you today. I love you, Bub.
Okay. Now I wanted to teach us something. Go ahead.
Shabbat Shalom. How many here today need to have this specific address to put into your GPS to know where you are going? Imagine being told to just go without any information about your destination. My Torah portion, Lech Lecha, which is in the book of Genesis or Bereshit, means go forth or go to yourself. I chanted chapter 12 verses 1 through 15. In my portion, Abram, his wife Sarai, and his nephew Lot traveled to Canaan because God told him to leave his land and that God will grant him a great nation and he will be a blessing. But God did not tell Abram to go to Canaan. God told him to go to the land I will show you. Imagine the faith it takes to follow God's will and head out without any address to put in your GPS. Soon thereafter, there was a famine, so they traveled to Egypt. As they were approaching Egypt, Abram thought they would kill him if they saw how beautiful his wife was. He asked Sarai to pretend she was his sister and not his wife. Pharaoh sees how beautiful Sarai is and decides to marry her. Abram gets gifted many animals such as camels, goats, and donkeys. God then inflicts plagues on Pharaoh because God was mad that Sarai was married to Pharaoh. Pharaoh then asks Abram why he lied about who Sarai was and asks them to leave. My Torah portion teaches some important lessons. One lesson is to not deceive people for your own benefit. Abram deceived Pharaoh in order to be successful in Egypt. It is important not to deceive your family so you keep their trust. It is also important not to deceive others in school or work, not only to stay out of trouble, but also to have stronger connections with teachers, classmates, and colleagues. This builds trust not only in ourselves, but also in others. People know they can trust us with anything. The second lesson could be, do not judge a book by its cover. Sarai was judged by her beauty and taken as a wife purely because Pharaoh thought she was beautiful. This marriage, based solely on beauty, brought plagues upon Pharaoh. When we want to buy a car, we will not just look at how it looks. We need to do research to see if it fits our daily activities and that it is safe. When entering a friendship or relationship, we do not just do it because of how the person looks or how cool they seem. We need to make sure they have inner or deeper value to us. It takes a lot more than just beauty in life to find the right friend and or wife. Finally, the lesson to have faith in our decisions. If we believe in our dreams and in our ability to make the right decision, then we should have faith in them and follow them. Abram has faith in God and therefore follows God. Each of us should have faith in our beliefs and follow them too. I have learned many of these lessons from my parents, my temple, and especially from Kadima Day School. I've gone to Kadima since I was 3 years old. The Kadima community has really molded me into the person I am. They taught me Jewish values and history, and most of all, they have taught me to be myself. I know that Kadima will always be a part of who I am. I want to become a bar mitzvah because it is important to continue our Jewish tradition. Without following traditions and continuing to do them, the legacy of our ancestors dies. It is important to me to stand in front of my family, read from the Torah, and show them that I will continue the traditions and I will pass these traditions on to my kids and my grandchildren. One of my favorite quotes is, "Destiny is a gift." Some go their entire lives living existence as a quiet desperation, never learning the truth that what feels as though a burden pushing down upon our shoulders is actually a sense of purpose that lifts us to greater heights. Never forget that fear is but the precursor to valor, that to strive and triumph in the face of fear is what it means to be a hero. Don't think, become. I am here today to become a bar mitzvah, to become an active member of our community, to become a man in Jewish tradition. My parents think becoming a bar mitzvah is important and is an official step showing my commitment to leading a just and moral life. They want me to become a bar mitzvah to learn about making a commitment and to give of myself to my community. Now that I am a bar mitzvah, I am able to wear a talit, lead the prayers, chant from the Torah, be called up for an aliyah, and be counted in a minyan. For my mitzvah project, I raise money for the Live Like Noah Foundation to make care packages for children in the hospital. The Live Like Noah Foundation was created in memory of my friend Noah, who was born with a congenital heart defect and passed away almost 5 years ago at the age of 13. When Noah was in the hospital, she received a care package from somebody she did not know, and it made her very happy to know that somebody cared about people in the hospital. So she wanted to make care packages for other kids in the hospital. I chose to raise money by hosting lemonade stands because Noah would use her lemonade stand to also raise money for the care packages. I was able to host one lemonade stand that raised over $1,800 and also get donations from family and friends who live farther away. Altogether, I have raised over $3,000. I hope to host another lemonade stand to reach my goal of raising $5,000 to provide 30 care packages. Judaism teaches that among our highest values is Bikur Cholim, visiting or caring for the sick. This project is important to me because Noah is my friend and I want to continue her legacy so that she knows that she's remembered, and even though she's not here physically, her mission will still continue. Thank you to Keith and Cecile for sharing Noah's legacy with the world and for mentoring me on this project. There are a number of people I love that I would like to thank. Mom. You always make sure I'm okay, checking in on my day. I know I can talk to you about anything, and you give me pretty good advice. It is very cool that when I have trouble with a level in my video games, you are able to help me figure it out. We have fun doing arts and crafts, scavenger hunts, and all sorts of fun hands-on activities. I love you. Dad. Oh boy. Although you do tell the worst dad jokes, they are really funny because they're so bad. More importantly, you always make sure I'm happy, which makes such a difference. I love having my own personal IT guy living right at home, and that you can fix anything. Your advice on how to be a good man has been very meaningful to me as I grow up. I love you. Owen. I don't think I can top what you said, but let me try. You are my brother, but you're also my best friend. I love that you're always ready to play video games, watch TV together, and play real-life games with characters. You're the funniest person, telling the best jokes ever. You keep me laughing. I love you. Abuelita and Abuela. I know you cannot travel here from Nicaragua, but I am so glad you were able to zoom in to celebrate. I have such fond memories of when you come stay with us when you visit. Abuelita, you cook amazing Nicaraguan food, and I appreciate Abuelo trying to teach me Spanish as I really want to learn it. I love you. Grandpa Chuck and Grandma Lisa. Thank you so much for being here with me on this special day. It means so much to me. I love celebrating holidays with you and being together with the whole family. I enjoy visiting your house when we travel up north, especially that time we had a dance party during Grandpa's birthday party. I love you. Bubby and Zadie. You are always teaching me Jewish traditions and also how to be a mensch, a kind, caring person. Zadie. I love spending Shabbat with you so we can talk about Judaism and spend time with each other. Thank you for helping me prepare for my bar mitzvah and telling me stories about yours. Bubby, I especially love our adventures together, walking the beach, taking hikes on trails, and all the woodcraft projects you create for us. Also, thank you for spoiling me, even when my parents do not want you to do so. I love you. Thank you to all of my aunts, uncles, and cousins for being here today and for all the love and support and fun times we share. Thank you to all my friends for always being there for me. I want to thank my bar mitzvah teacher, Diane Townsend, for working so hard to make sure I was prepared for this day. You have helped me understand the prayers and Torah portion and how to chant them. You have wonderful patience, and I appreciate it. Cantor Doug Kotler, thanks for sharing your beautiful music today and all the time. Thank you for not retiring this year so you could lead the service for us. I would like to thank Rabbi Paul Kipnis for helping me write my Dvar Torah and for making learning so much fun. You make me feel at ease and less nervous with all of your jokes, especially the jokes between you and Cantor Doug. Finally, I want to thank all of you for coming in person or on the live stream to celebrate this special day with me and with my family and me. Shabbat Shalom.
Sieben Tov, Mazel Tov, Sieben Tov, Sieben Tov, Mazel Tov, Sieben Tov, Sieben Tov, Mazel Tov, Sieben Tov.
Well, Harrison, that was a fantastic dress rehearsal.
What?
Yeah, this is just people.
The live stream. The live stream wasn't working.
No,
right?
no,
We
we're
have to
doing
do
it.
all
I
again.
changed the time to
Okay.
11:30. Ready to go again?
Sure.
Sure. Okay. Most young people don't answer that way. They're like, no way. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing. Such confidence and such strength. And, we talked before you started what you were a little nervous. Were you nervous? You said a little, but I only saw a little around the eyes. And then as you started going, I almost went out for In-N-Out burgers and came back. But, no, I don't know. It's just, that was like a dad joke. A rabbi dad joke, which is twice as bad. Right?
Twice as bad.
Okay. Now you should talk to my kids. Anyways, we are so thrilled to have been able to celebrate this, to celebrate it with your family here, with everybody who is spread out on the live stream. We want to mention 3 communities that are so critical to you, to development. Congregation Orami, your synagogue home. Kadima, that raised you from a little boy into the young man you're coming. D. Toledo High School, where your mom works and where my wife works, and where your dad works too. IT make it going. Thank you for getting my wife onto again and again and again and fixing your computer or whatever. And that might be where you continue learning, perhaps. But whichever, you are fully enveloped in the Jewish community and in this larger community all over, international. And I got to say, we all did a great job creating this young man. Well, in a moment, I'm going to take him before the ark and share some private words of blessing with him. During that time, I want you to imagine that you were standing in my shoes. Those of you who are here, what words of blessing or praise would you share with Harrison? Now, those on the live stream, when I'm blessing him up there, go into the chat and drop some sweet words into that computer. Share some praise of how wonderfully Harrison did, how proud you are of him, how long you've known him. Make sure you put your name and the names of everybody who's worshiping with you at home, because only one name comes up on the chat, and we'll share those with the family later on. And for everybody, next time you get together, you'll make sure to pull Harrison aside, mom and dad aside, and share those words of blessing, of praise with them. But now, sit back. Those in the room, those on the chat, on the live stream, make sure you drop that chat love there. And let's listen to some beautiful music about what we pass down from generation to generation, L'dor V'dor.
We are gifts, and we are blessings. We are history in song. We are hope We are healing. We are learning to be strong. We are words. We are stories. We are pictures of the past. We are carriers of wisdom, not the first and not the last. Ledor vador nagid god lecha. Ledor vador, we protect this chain from generation to generation. Ledor vador, these lips will praise your name. Looking back on the journey that we carry in our heart, from the shadow of the mountain to the waters that would part. We are blessed, we are holy, we are children of your way, and the words that bring us meaning, we will have the strength to say. Ledor vador nagid god lecha. Ledor vador, we protect this chain from generation to generation. Ledor vador, these lips will praise your name.
Come on back. Our service moves to conclusion as we turn in our prayer books to page 282 at the bottom of the page. 282 for Elenu. If you're able to, please rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. נאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
We turn now in our prayer books to page 294. 294 for Kaddish. Page 8 at home. Even in times of joy like this, we remember our loved ones who are no longer with us. Their memory can still warm us. Their love can still inspire us. This morning especially, we're remembering a whole bunch of people who would be so proud of the young man you are becoming. Your great-grandpa Moish, from whom you received your Hebrew name after him. Your great-grandpa John and Papa Chuck. Great-grandma Sel, who died just a few years ago. Did I get them all? Some of you here are also remembering other loved ones during this time of Kaddish. As I bring my hand around the room, we invite you to mention their names in relationship to you aloud. This morning, we're also remembering
my brother Lanny, who passed away last week.
my mom, Linda, and we're still in the first year. For all of them, those on whose shoulders we stand, as is our, if it's your tradition, we invite you to join me in Kaddish as we say, Yit Gadal v'Yit Gadash Shemei Rabbah Be'alma Divarach Chirutei V'Yamlich Malchutei V'Chayechon V'Yomechon V'Chayei D'Chol Beit Yisrael Ba'agalau V'Zman Kariv Imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Le'olam Olmei Almaya Yitbarach V'Yishtabach V'Yitbar V'Yitromam V'Yitnaseh V'Yithadar V'Yitaleh V'Yitalal Shmei D'Kudisha Brichu Leila min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, dameran be'alma v'imru amen. Yeh shlomo rabba min shamaya, v'chayim alenu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom v'ramav, uyaseh shalom, alenu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who brings peace to the high heavens bring peace to us, to all Israel and all the world as we say together. Amen. Amen.
Oseh shalom bimroma, uyaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen.
Okay, there is such fantastic
Reviews?
Reviews. Yeah, such praise and love in here, and you'll email me Monday, and I'll tell you how to get it on and see it. Well, my friends, our service is moving to conclusion. A few things I want to let people know about. First of all, we're Congregation Or Ami, a sanctuary of kindness, safe Jewish community for today. If you don't have another place, or even if you do, this can be your second home. We're here whenever we're here that COVID allows, and we're always online, and do come and join us. A special thing happening during our Torah study on whatever Shabbat is. I think it's the October 22nd or 23rd. We'll be here in person, but streaming in with us from all over the country will be 30 other synagogues. Our Torah we'll be reading Torah, and then our Torah teaching I'll be in conversation with Rabbi Andrea Weiss, PhD. She's the provost, the number 2 leader at Hebrew Union College Jewish Institute of Religion, the Reform Rabbinic Seminary. Even as special, she is the co-editor of of Torah, a Women's Commentary. It's about 25 years old. It brought women's scholarship and voices to Torah, lifted it up. It's one of the main Torah commentaries we use here. And it's open to the whole community. We have hundreds of people signed up from all over. You're invited to be either in person or online. After this, we're going to pack up, and as soon as the cantor and I leave, who's staying? Everybody? Yeah. Okay. So we'll close down the live stream in a minute. Oh, my wife Michelle says hi. To you, not to me, but that's okay. Well, she's proud of you, and
yeah. I think she's proud of you too, Rabbi.
You think so?
You did a good job today.
Awesome, and you did too, by
Thank
the way.
you. Thank
Really
you.
great. And by the way, in all sincerity, thank you for being here. I know this
Of
is the
course.
first synagogue event you've done since Shiva ended. So thank you for being
Yep.
here. So
You're going to close down the live stream. We're going to leave, and they're going
then
to take some
once the
pictures.
door closes, you'll take some pictures. What we ask is, once you walk outside of the sanctuary after we're gone, mask go back on until you leave. If you need the restrooms, they're right out the door, this door to the left down that hallway. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
Thank
shalom.
you for being with us, everybody. Mazel Tov.
I'm turning off the mics.
Yep. You want Tali tote on them or no? Okay, leave your Tali on. For those who are coming. We're going to take a couple of pictures. Yeah. And it shakes a little. Oh, here's the script.
And then Anna, Robin, great job. I'm so proud of you.